the cooling waters of the Pacific. Beyond the shores lay a separate underwater world of fluorescent coral reefs. Hawaii may have looked like a gentle paradise, but the ancient Hawaiians knew its terrors. A volcanic eruption, the fury of the goddess Pele, might destroy villages of grass houses and bury carefully tended fields of sugarcane and sweet potatoes beneath ash. Jagged deserts of sharp, black lava could appear overnight, creating new land where there had once been sea. Pele, on a whim, might send pungent swirls of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, infusing the air and the mountain streams with its rotten egg scent, or she might hurl flames down the slopes. The goddess was a force to be worshipped and placated with small offerings, taro root, dried fish, or mountain berries left near the edge of the crater. Sometimes larger offerings were necessary, and humans were thrown into the volcano's depths to appease her. The Polynesians who arrived in Hawaii brought beliefs with them, including their long genealogies, memorized in the form of chants and taboos, known as kapu. Like other South Sea Islanders, they believed in many gods. To worship them, they built stone temples, heiau, overseen by priests. They would lay offerings at fields and fish ponds in hopes of the gods granting them good harvests. Priests or kahuna would perform ceremonies seeking prosperity by offering up a black pig. Some chiefs ruled with the imperiousness of Pele. They'd order lawbreakers put to death in fearsome ritualized killings that took place in a heiau, accompanied by beating drums and chants. Carved wooden statues of Ku, the god of war, bore silent witness to strangulations, followed by their practice of scorching the human skins over fire. Afterward, these fierce people would pile coconuts and bananas next to the blackened skins of the victims, the stink of burned human flesh mingling with the sweet fragrance of fruit. Perhaps because they lived with the unpredictability of the earth and the seas, the ancient Hawaiians adopted strict rules governing nearly every aspect of life. Their world was hierarchical, and status depended on blood rank. At the top were the high chiefs, or ali'i nui, who were treated like gods, but in turn had obligations to the commoners. Below them were the lesser chiefs, known simply as the ali'i, followed by such honored posts as the hakumele, or master of song, who composed and memorized the long genealogical chants by which a family would extol its nobility. At the bottom were a small group of slaves and outcasts. The high chiefs literally towered above the commoners. Tall in stature and with majestic physical prowess, the ali'i almost seemed like a distinct race. They commanded absolute obeisance. Commoners who failed to heed the cry of "e no oe," or squat down, as chiefs walked past, risked instant death. Anyone who allowed his shadow to cross over that of the very highest chief faced having his throat slashed with a sharp-toothed knife. Is it any surprise that the Hawaiian creation chant, the Kumulipo, expresses awe at the world's beginnings as well as a deep sense of dread and fear? The life of the ancient Hawaiian, particularly among commoners and slaves, was one of strict rules, harsh punishments, and the volatile uncertainty of life on a volcanic island. Chant 7 begins, "O kaoke ano ano, ia'u kualono." Fear falls upon me on the mountaintop. "He ano no ka po hane e aku." Fear of the passing night. "He ano no ka po hane e mai." Fear of the night approaching. "He ano no ka po pia pia." Fear of the pregnant night. "He ano no ka hai hai." Fear of the breach of law. The lives and livelihoods of the commoners depended on the ali'i. Each of the 8 populated islands was ruled by one or more chiefs. The ruling chief controlled the land, allocating arable sections to his followers, who, in turn, owed the chief his due, in the form of his share of their crops. In that sense, it was feudal. The chiefs also conscripted the commoners into armies, and for countless years, warfare periodically erupted among rival ali'i, who fought over land, fishing rights, and perceived insults. But much of their time was spent in peaceful pursuits. The ancient Hawaiians were ingenious in finding ways to use stones,